I'm Eric Kolatz with Contrast Design Group, and I designed the dining room this year. The charm and the intimacy of Napa is really kind of where the idea of the room started. I wanted to design a room where it hopefully would encourage people to gather around a table and sit far too long and talk about things that really weren't important, and just really engage in one another and connect. The inspiration really started with the chandeliers. It's actually a series of pendants that I selected from Paul Ferrante. I originally thought maybe just using one, and then as I started to play with the shapes, I said, well, why not 10? Because one is good, 10 has to be better. And together they all just create kind of this symbolic cloud to me. The wall covering was the next choice. It reflects the light in a way that creates a warmth in the space. The next piece that really anchors and grounds the space is the area rug. I actually approached Amir Puya from Direct Rug Imports, and I asked him, I said, is there any chance that you can make me a handmade rug in a couple of weeks? He immediately said no, absolutely not, and then really wanted the opportunity. So he actually had 16 people weaving 24 hours a day in order to make this rug happen. I love that it's a pattern in the space. I think it really ties my theme together. The etagères on either side of the room are from Bradley with antique mirror shelves that I think, again, helps to reflect the light and that kind of warm honey glow that everyone looks great in. The sconces were from Bradley as well. The table base is actually an original from Paul Ferrante. I wanted to do the large boat wood top, so they allowed me to customize it. So I was able to do the grained oak and get the finish just exactly what I wanted. So the dining chairs are from Century. They're covered in a Pindler fabric. Pindler did all of the fabrics in the room. The fronts of the columns are actually covered in 4x4 leather tiles that were embossed in a chagrin pattern from Garrett leather. They're two beautiful little side tables that are on either side of the chair, and I purposely made them different just because I was thinking husband, wife, partner, partner, each one would have their own personality, so the tables actually have their own personality. Another huge feature in the space is the Lalique vase that's in the back corner. In addition to that, I'm featuring some of their beautiful stemware, placemats, and napkins on the table. It reminds me of my childhood table at Thanksgiving where, you'd cram 22 people around a table that really should sit 10, and this room is really made for that. It's really designed to spend time with people and, be inspired by who you're spending the time with.
My name's Tom Stringer, and my firm is Tom Stringer Design Partners, and I designed the living room. In my little dream, Sister Parish invites Billy Baldwin and Albert Hadley over for drinks. Perhaps they end up drinking a lot of champagne, but together that night they decide to reimagine Sister's living room. And what you see is essentially the result of that dream. One of the first things we found for this room is the trio of Duquette chandeliers from Remains Lighting. They are visually arresting, certainly dominant in the development of the scheme. Well, there's a thread of nostalgia that runs through the room for pieces from the 20s, 30s, and 40s. The tufted St. James sofa from Baker is an excellent example. All the pillow fabrics are from Schumacher, and the trims are all from Samuels & Sons. There's a great pair of slip-covered slipper chairs in the room by Dongia that caught my eye right away when I walked in the showroom. They just seemed like an updated version of the original Billy Baldwin slipper chair. One of the bigger elements in the room is the big folding screen that was made for us by Gracie. Most of the accessories in the room were resourced through CAI Designs. Another really great visual element of the room are a pair of Bengal tiger stenciled heron hide rugs from Edelman. And I think they really light up the center of the room. The room is divided into 3 zones. One, a primary sitting area, a desk or study area, and the third is a game table and chairs, anchored by a bronze-based stone table from Baker, and features 3 chairs by Dessin Fournier. At Dessin Fournier, we're also able to find a terrific French early Deco-style desk in Macassar ebony, and behind that is an antique mirror, also from Dessin. The walls are a deep, glossy aubergine, partially because during this era of design that I've been channeling, dark wall colors were very fashionable. I think in all of our design work, we try to layer new and old, and even in a show house, one really needs to have something new, something borrowed, something old, something cracked and distressed, to bring a bit of humanity to the interior.
We hope your tour of DreamHome inspires you to explore and shop the Design Center showrooms on floors 6, 14, 15, and 16, and Lux Home showrooms on the first floor. To consult with an interior design professional about your design project, please ask our Dream Home concierge about receiving a complimentary 1-hour consultation with the designer on call. And to browse a list of interior design professionals, visit www.designcenter.com. Thank you to our sponsors and the Design Center showrooms who made Dream Home possible. Dream Home 2014 sponsor, Finishing Chicago. Dream Home 2014 beneficiary, Almost Home Kids.
We are so excited to be a partner with the Dream Home again for this 3rd year. It has been so exciting. Everybody here has been so supportive and wonderful. And not only just the monetary support, but also the awareness of our mission and our vision and our charity, and that we can help other families by patrons coming in, understanding about our charity, and they may know a family that could use our services. So Almost Home Kids is a children's community health care center. It's a charity, nonprofit, and we take care of children who are medically fragile, so children who depend on technology to survive, which would be a trach or a ventilator, or feeding tubes, things like that. And we have 2 12-bed facilities, one in Naperville and one in downtown Chicago. We transition these children out of intensive care units from about 32 hospitals around the state and get them home with their parents. So at Almost Home Kids, for example, for a transition, we recently have a lovely little boy, Caden, who stayed with us, and he came up from the Peoria area. He was diagnosed with a terminal brain tumor, actually, and came up for proton therapy by Central DuPage Hospital. We took care of Caden and also with his chemotherapy and that, and we're happy to report that he actually is now cancer-free, and it's been almost a year, so we're very excited about that. Dream Home actually has been our partner and has raised significant funds for us to help to open up our new Chicago facility, which opened up last year. So we're very excited, from the patrons to the Dream Home to also the designers in the Dream Home that have donated, been very, very generous. So with that, we've been able to open up and we'll be able to provide our services, which is transitional care and respite care for these families that most of them live at or below poverty level. When people ask me what drives me and drives my staff and my board of directors to do this, I say it's because we believe that every child in Illinois has a right to grow up in a home, whether that's a foster care home or their own home. So please help us to support these families, to have these children be able to grow up in a home in Illinois.
Meet, eat, relax, and recharge in refined luxury and comfort at Lounge 1447, the new guest amenity center on the 14th floor of the Merchandise Mart. The lounge is a well-appointed space featuring small and large private conference rooms, relaxed seating areas, and a full-service cafe. Open Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. Visit the concierge for details on reservations and private events. Visit us online to find design resources, information about upcoming events, and Design Center news. Find the perfect designer furnishings for your design project at the world's largest design center. Be inspired at designcenter.com.